Is this live? Hello, everybody. Sorry, the software was not showing. I wish I edited out the first minute, but hey, I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. Thank you for joining us today. We're live taking your questions about U.S. immigration, which we do every week at Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern. We just take your questions live by U.S. immigration, so you can see, some more guidance on what's going on. Not individual guidance, intended for general guidance by U.S. immigration law. We're live on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And we have several YouTube pages. If you want to get your questions answered for more certainty, the YouTube option, Immigration Talk or JQK Law, is the place to go, because some other places we get bombarded with the same question over and over again. It's hard to keep track of it. If you're interested in a marriage or fiance case, download our guide, the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide, at marriageimmigrationlaw.com. Again, that's marriageimmigrationlaw.com. And you can download the guide, 70 plus pages, really breaks everything down for you, so you have a good idea of what's going on. And then from there, schedule a consultation to talk with me. Just a note is, whenever you're going to pay our office or sign a contract, you're going to have a video consultation with me 99% of the time, or maybe my associate, depending on the type of case and the issue. There are a lot of people that will have WhatsApp phone conversations with you or just email you back and forth to get money. That we don't do that. So if they do, that's fraud. And there's a lot of people who have created social media profiles of myself, unfortunately, and of the firm on Facebook, on TikTok, on all these different platforms to steal your money on WhatsApp and other places. So please be careful. It's always very sad when I get emails about that happening. It's just, I don't want to see that happening. Drew, good night to you too. But thank you for joining us again. We're taking your U.S. immigration questions live. I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. We come every Tuesday. We had some technical difficulties. Might have confused some people about logging in. X Fernie says, hey, my EAD was sent back to USCIS. It's horrible. Because my address was invalid. I called, but it did not say when I will get it. Yeah, you went to no man's land now. So if it's sent back, you got to, when you have a green card or work permit sent back to USCIS, you got to get a hold of them within 30 days so they don't destroy the document. And make sure your address is updated, and they say they'll send it back. You don't know when that's going to happen, but hopefully they'll send it back and they have the right addresses, go back to the same wrong address. You got to be very careful about the address situation. Unfortunately, it's a messy thing that's happening. Thank you for joining us. Jizzy, Save the Planet. How about you, everyone? Send us your immigration questions, and we'll see what we can do about answering them. Usually we get a ton at this point, but we have some technical difficulties that slow things down. Plus, it's getting kind of hot in my room. I wish I could turn on the AC, but hey, we're on the show, so there's no going out right now. Stella, good to see you. Aaron as well. Lauren asks, my fiance is coming on the 28th, hopefully safely. Oh, God bless. Hopefully get married and do the adjustment of status case after that. I'm guessing, Lauren, you have the fiance K1 coming up. Deb, good to see you. Mello as well. Thank you for joining us. And everyone on YouTube and all over the world right there. Unfortunately, it's glitching out a little bit, leaving less people showing up there, but you know what happens. Lunar stock on the moon. Okay, we got a Bitcoin dealer here. That's good. Stella, nice to see you. Glad to hear from you. Again, we're doing immigration questions live. Unfortunately, systems are not working as they usually do, so we're not getting inundated questions. So if you are in, it's a good time to ask a question, because you're not getting 1,000 other people asking me questions. So now is the time to ask questions. Let's see. Isaac says, what about the news for immigration that wait more than 3 years and no results? Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these cases are backed up. I just had a talk with one of my clients whose case is processing in the U.S. Embassy in Lagos, Nigeria. And right now, if you're married, if you're a green card holder and you're applying for your spouse, and your spouse is in Nigeria, they're interviewing, they're giving interviews for the visa, not necessarily even approving, but interviews for cases in late 2020. It's how far backed up they are. So you started the case 4 years ago. They're just getting the interviews right now. It's a disaster for families, but that's it. Abdul says, hey, sir, I want to apply for an E2 visa. Can I get an approval if I have a $50,000 unsecured loan? I can't say, it's not up to me whether you're getting an approval. It is possible, but you have to document the loan and where it's coming from. And that's just, it is a loan and everything like that. So it's not impossible. It's just one aspect of an E2. You just have to prep the paperwork, and hopefully the officer could understand it. Ambassador Arsenio, thank you for liking the video. Boryanev and Rich Broke Guy, thank you for joining as well. We're taking your immigration questions live For some reason, I think some of the apps aren't working through, but usually we get a ton of YouTube questions by this point. Let's see if we could delete on YouTube. Let's see if we can make this a little faster by opening up some bandwidth. Okay, let's see. Save changes. Sahita, thanks for joining. Abdul Aziz, I think we answered that question already. So that's that. Aaron says, have you seen success with people reaching out to their local representative to help their case? Yes, Aaron, but it really depends on what the case and what the issue is. So when you say have you had success, it depends on what it is and when. For example, 4 years ago, if we reached out to a congressperson to help speed up a case, expedite, it would speed it up. Nowadays, nothing's going to happen. Or let's say USCIS incorrectly denied a case is really obvious. We'd contact the congressperson. Nowadays, I have other people I could contact to fix it. But before I knew these other, lawyer kind of avenues, they could potentially help. And it depends on the congressperson and their staff primarily, how helpful they want to be. So if you get a good staff member that's on top of it and wants to do their job and really go extra effort, they can solve stuff. Whereas other ones will just be like, I can't help you. So the answer is yes, but it depends on what your case issue is, who you're contacting, what you're telling them, how the luck is. So it's yes with a bunch of asterisks saying, it could be anyway. Samal says, green card, almost a year, not receive any ideas. Yeah, call USCIS, ask where the green card is. Make sure they have the right address, make sure they sent it out or not. Sometimes the post office loses it. Ekron says, I-485 scheduled an interview, but I-130 and I-601 still pending. We had to go to the interview, and they're going to adjudicate all of that. So I-130 is going to be pending, and that's what the interview is going to include. And then potentially they may just review the I-601 at that time or keep it open. Kind of got to see what they want to do. But that's normal, Ekron. Hopefully your case gets approved fine. I think Ekron Fence Company. That sounds familiar. You may have called our office today. I was looking at the call list. I remember seeing a name like that. Was that you, Ekron? Well, thank you for joining us again. We're taking your questions live. Pooja, Anuj, and Miklo Marketing, thanks for joining us. Taking your immigration questions live. Samuel says, unable to get a live agent. Well, just, you should be able to get a whole live agent. Call early in the morning and bypass the computer system. Let them know you want a special conversation, info pass, something like that. Tokyo says, RFE for I-485, I-130 approved. Good thing. Well, I don't know. What's in the RFE? RFE is a request for evidence where the government say there's some insufficiency. Just telling me the government sent an efficiency letter doesn't tell me something. If they said RFE because you committed murder and we can't approve the case, give us proof you didn't commit murder. Well, it's that's they can't really help you on that. But if it's just like, hey, send in your medical certificate, well, that might be our medical record. That might be easier. So when you say good thing, it depends. It always depends. What are the actual facts? And so that's what you go by. Hello, Ebony89. Ahmad says, is there any way to get an update from a parole case? It's been almost 3 years, haven't got an update. I'm guessing you mean humanitarian parole. Those cases are no man's land. I don't know if you can get an update. Shiraz says, hi, if I apply for free card, thinking green card, and I need a travel document, how long would it take? I'm in USA more than 90 days. Travel documents could take anywhere, if it's appropriate for you to get one, from a month to 9 months on average. It's all over the place. You can try requesting expedite if there's a reason for it. Michael Marketing says, how long is the I-130 process? Spouse this year at Texas Service Center. Well, the thing is, I don't know if you're a U.S. citizen spouse or green card holder spouse, and I don't talk about timelines. So go to USCIS.gov and see their incorrect timelines there. If you're going to get incorrect information, I prefer the government be given to you than me giving you incorrect information. We got some good questions here. Marlene says, got an email action taking and still nothing. Yeah, that's the government. Mel says, what if you don't live with your husband and he has a potential probational residence? Can renewal be denied? It can. That's just too deep into the case. We got to look at the whole picture of what's going on there. Ebony says, what is the fastest way to bring my family to U.S. from Nigeria? There's no fastest way. If they're visiting here and then they decide to stay and they do some sort of adjustment or change of status or something like that, but they need to have a visa and they can't answer with the intent to do that. So that's not really a solution. Nigeria, unfortunately, is slow. And that's that. But schedule private consultation. We can discuss your case. If any of you want to do a private consultation, you go to jqqlaw.com/contact. Again, that's jqqlaw.com/contact. Shiraz says, how do I apply green card? I already answered your question there, Shiraz. You got it. Marlene says, action taking over a week, still no changes. Yeah, that's just USCIS. They say a lot of things they don't necessarily do. Mahomet says, does 3 months early filing apply to a spouse who became a U.S. citizen? Can spouse apply, which is 2 years, 9 months citizen? Thank you. I'm not exactly sure how you're timing it. To be able to file for a green card for 3 years and doing it 90 days early, you have to have been living and married and living with that spouse for the whole 3 year or 2 year, 9 month period. So I'm not sure how that works with what's going on in your case, but that's how it works over there. Nikki says, did my interview case was returned to NBC? Does it mean denial? How long does it take? Oh, that's horrible. You should have contacted a lawyer the second that happened, because that means the embassy has major problems with your case. They're sending it back to USCIS to review. USCIS takes anywhere from 3 months to 3 years to review it. So first of all, you got to try to catch the case before it gets back to USCIS. Unfortunately, it seems you're too late for that, Nikki. So then the next thing is try to figure out what the reason was, and then maybe resubmitting a whole new I-130 petition, doing the whole or whatever case it has, because USCIS could take years to even look at it, and then who knows how they're going to respond. You're in a bad situation, unfortunately. Mahomet says, okay, thank you. So you're welcome, Mahomet. I appreciate that. God bless you. Shiraz says, should I stay in the U.S. until green card comes? I don't know, Shiraz. I don't know enough about you to tell you. I don't know anything about you, frankly, to give you that kind of advice. Please schedule a private consultation, jqqlaw.com/contact. Gonzalez says, I have a tourist visa. My wife submitted I-130. Can I continue to visit her while I'm still in pending? You can, but it's going to depend on the Customs and Border Protection, the officers at the airport, the customs officers, whether they're going to let you in or not let you in. Usually they do, but they have discretion not to. There's a bigger conversation there we could have in private, but, there's always that fear. I have a question. Go ahead, ask your question. Ahmad, is there a number to call USCIS to get an update on my parole pending case? Not really. I don't know if there is. I don't do these humanitarian parole cases because I know how long they take, and most of them are not successful. Essentially, if your case is pending, it's pending. So there's no updates. If there's an update, you put your case number into USCIS.gov, and I'll show you what's going on. I'm just going to say it's pending. You could contact your congressperson and ask on your behalf. I don't know. Aisha says, I've been here for 14 years since I was 4. Okay. What next? You got to ask the full question, not just a statement. Let's see if there's more question to it. I don't see it yet. I have automatic renewal on my TPS. There's no automatic renewal, but this year I have to file for it. So there's no automatic anything in immigration. So I'm not sure what was happening, Aisha. We got to look and see what happened. You're welcome, Samo. Simba, thanks for joining. Uto, Mojojo, thank you everyone for joining. We're taking your questions live by U.S. Immigration. If you all want to schedule a private video consultation, contact us at jqqlaw.com/contact. Edric, thank you for joining. With regard to immigration, there's no automatic anything. You always have to fill it out. Sometimes pay a fee, sometimes you don't, but you got to act on it. It's really annoying because a lot of people don't know and they miss certain deadlines. Now, if you miss a deadline, sometimes you can ask for forgiveness, do what's called a nunc-pro-tunc or NTP for short request, saying, listen, just make it as if I did it, and they have the power to do that if they want to. So you got the power to do everything, but if they want to, that's a big thing. Munter, one of the regulars, big salam to Big Boss John. Good to see you, Munter. I did Umrah, alhamdulillah, and prayed for you. Thank God bless you. I'm sad that diversity visa cases won't have moved in October visa bulletin. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Munter says, I'm tired of Canada. I can't wait to move to the U.S., make money, start a family. I get that a lot from Canadians who want to have are ambitious. They want to get out of Canada. Live the dream, even if something doesn't exist. The United States is my hopeful exit. Are you a Canadian citizen yet? You might have other options if you're a Canadian citizen, like TN or work, or if depending on your education and background, or maybe like an E2 visa to start a business here. Samo says, how long can I be out of the country with the green card? I mean, you shouldn't be outside the country more than 6 months for sure, and you shouldn't have multiple absences of 5 months. That's going to mess up your citizenship case for sure. With regard to keeping the green card, they're a little more flexible, even though they make it sound like it's not as flexible. But you want to maintain your residing here. And to go deeper in that, we got to sit and talk privately to see why you're leaving, what's going on in your family, what's your home and work situation. We got to go into much more detail about personal stuff. Sango says, hey, my asylum is an administrative closure. Do I have emergency? I do any travel? Can I apply for travel? Anyone could always apply for humanitarian parole or advanced parole. I don't recommend it, but you could always apply for advanced parole and see what happens. Aisha says, how long do you think it's going to take for TOS for Haiti? TPS for Haiti? I don't know. I don't know. I don't keep track of the time. Mariana says, when does somebody apply for advanced parole? When does someone apply? Well, it depends on, Mariana, what's going on. So if you have a green card case pending, you can apply for advanced parole. If you have TPS, you could do that too. They don't call it advanced parole anymore for that. They changed the name for political and judicial reasons. If you have DACA, you can apply for advanced parole, but they're all kind of different, you know. Muhammad says, can I travel on parole? My green card is still in process. If you have it, you can. I can't guarantee it'll be okay, though, because I don't know anything about your case, and it's up to the discretion of the government to let you in. Usually they do, but, you know, I got to say that. Lauren says, does a 90-day start for when my fiance arrives in the U.S. get married? Is that right? Yeah. So on a fiance K-1 visa, once the foreign fiance arrives, you have 90 days to get married. And then once you do file for adjustment of status, there's no timeline of filing for adjustment of status. But if you don't get married until after the 90-day mark, a spouse will still get a green card. Just have to submit an I-130 petition with it. So it just adds to the cost. Yusuf, how long does it take USCIS after USCIS receives supposed evidence? There's no timeline for them to respond. Mari says, I heard recently if you get divorced back home, possibly you can't get denied by US saying it's invalid. It can. I mean, it's more of a family law situation. But for example, if I'm married and living in California with my spouse, but California takes too long to give divorce, it takes at least 6 months. I know if I go to X country, I get a divorce in like 2 days, and we go out there. State of California will not recognize that divorce. It looks like you're trying to get away from the responsibilities that we have in California, which is spousal support and all this kind of stuff. So because the state of California won't accept it, where I'm resident of, USCIS will not accept the divorce. And so if I get remarried, to USCIS's eyes, you're not divorced yet. So you're married to two people, and that leads to a denial. A lot of people don't know that. It's a mess, and does happen. And that's hopefully, thanks for the question. Hopefully it helps other people not have this issue. Lauren, his visa expires in October 30th. What happens after it expires? He's got to get a new visa, and it's up to the embassy whether they'll reissue it or if you have to start the whole process all over again. So you definitely don't want to just dally around. You want to get in. Okay, Just says, what should I do with my asylum application? I got to approve I-130. I don't know. It depends on what kind of 130 it is and what basis for adjustment you have, and kind of plan it out. So schedule a consultation, just jqqlaw.com/contact. For example, if you're married to a U.S. citizen, you would have filed for adjustment of status if you had lawful entry and you satisfy other requirements. So we got to know a lot about the financial situation of your spouse, how your background entry was, if you had any arrest history. There's just a lot of different things. Let's say it diverges into so many different things I got to talk about. So it's hard. Lauren says he's coming on 28th. Yeah, try to come sooner if you can, because if you miss a flight, then it's going to get 30th. But hopefully everything's going to work out. You have a happy marriage. So congratulations, Lauren. Munter says, I'm Canadian citizen, depressed because of my university, trying my best to finish my engineering degree. Unsure if I'll be successful. Waiting for IB interview, hoping to skip TN. Good to see you, boss. Yeah, good to see you too. I mean, TN might be the way to get in. What kind of IB case do you have, Munter? Because if you're here, it's just easier. This note says, how long does it take for the visa center to send you an appointment? I've received all documents. There's no timeline. It depends on the embassy and how luck works. But Munter, one note on that is, if you have a TN and you have an IB case pending, they may deny the TN. Usually they won't for Canadians, but there's that risk. Advocate says, hello, I did a master in law in the UK. I want to work in the US. I'm a qualified lawyer in India. What should I do for that? From UK, master in law get from India, not much. I mean, you could do. You could apply. If someone's to hire you and apply to come here to work, maybe they could do that. It's going to take a couple of years, or from India, it's going to take a lot of years. If you're really highly qualified at what you do, you could potentially get an EB-1A, extraordinary ability green card. It's a hard one, but you got to be one of the best people in the world at what you do or in your country. Alternatively, you get married to a U.S. citizen or something like that. They're not good or fast options, unfortunately, especially if your background's from India and you don't have other citizenship. And you're born in India. Because Indians are backlogged. There's so many Indian applications. There's a huge backlog employment-based. Muhammad says, quick follow-up. I've been with my spouse the whole time. She's over 2 year, 9 months citizen, and I'm over 3 years resident. Just wondering if I could apply now for NATS. Yeah, if you've been married, living with your citizen spouse for 3 years, I'd probably wait for your spouse to have 3 years of citizenship, so you've been living with the whole 3 year time. Usually spouse are already citizens in our case we do, so I'd have to play the math on that. But just wait for your spouse to hit the 3 year mark, then apply. Just be safe. Advocate says, Rishi, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. I wish I had a better answer, but this note says, how long does it take for the visa? Oh, you answered that question. Dita says, my mother just came on July 18th. I applied for her green card August 18th. Can she go back next month? No, she's stuck here until you get trial permission. And the fact that you applied so fast is not good necessarily, but She has to stay here. If you file for advanced parole, you got to get that approved first, or wait for the green card to be approved to travel. Abel says, what are the strongest evidence for a short-term marriage to adjust status within the U.S.? I don't know, have 3 kids, get pregnant with triplets, have $1 million and then put that person as the part of the account so they could take the $1 million and spend it. You can't say anything about it. So when you say strongest evidence, it really depends on your personal circumstances. I can say generic stuff, but it doesn't help you. You got to see what you need. That's why personal consultations are needed. That's the perfect thing right here. Segue. jqqlaw.com/contact to schedule one. jqqlaw.com/contact. More code. Thanks for joining. Mari says, I heard recently, if you answer that question. Kadi says, I have withholding. I was here for 22. My son is 21. My daughter's 20. Can I have my son apply help? We got to see what's going on with your case. Withholding removal, we probably have to reopen your case. Kadi, we got to have a private consultation to see what's going on and why you couldn't get asylum, for example. Maybe your children could do something, but again, we got to know a lot more information about you. HS says, I'm applying for a change of status from B1 to F1. Good luck. That's a headache. I also have an approved F4 visa, priority date 2008. Can the change of status be denied because of that? That's one of the many reasons the change of status can be denied. Yes. They might say show proof you're going to leave. There's proof of finances issues, proof that like you didn't have intent to come here in the first place to change of status. So a lot of bad stuff can happen, but if you want to apply, apply. Just don't overstay. So if the change of status is denied, don't stay in the U.S. over because you want to avoid the 3 or 10 year bar. So schedule a private consultation. We talk about that. jqqlaw.com/contact. Yusuf, I answered your question. There are no timelines. Jennifer says, Farah says, how can we contact you? Go to jqqlaw.com/contact. J as in Jack, Q as in Queen, K as in King, Law, LAW.com/contact. And fill out the initial quick form, and we'll follow up. Jennifer says, if you enter the U.S. twice without a visa, can you still adjust your status? You potentially may be subject to the permanent bar, but we need more details of how long you stayed on each trip and if you got caught ever, all this kind of stuff. So I can't say without knowing more about your question. Karen says, I have one question. I want asylum court. When should I apply for child permanent green card? That's a weird thing. I'll probably say wait 6 to 9 months. I don't do those cases too often. We'll probably wait 6 to 9 months after getting asylum. The Tolkien Explorer says USCIS failed to act within their set timeline of contact. Yeah, you could sue them. There's no real timelines for the USCIS, but you could sue them and see what happens. When does someone apply for advanced parole? We answer that question. It depends on what's going on with your case and where you want. A lot of just personal stuff. Ash says, can I apply for citizenship while my removal condition is pending? Yeah, if you got a proper citizenship case, you could do that. Gerline, how long is marriage green card taking right now? I don't know. It depends. Are you a citizen or green card holder? Is the foreign spouse in the U.S. or outside the U.S.? What country are they from? Which embassy are they dealing with? Do they have any arrest history or inadmissibility history? They're too many factors. Could be 3 months. Could be 5, 6 years. So that's not a worthwhile answer because we don't have enough facts on your case. Yusef, you keep asking the same question I've answered, so I'm going to have to mute you in a second if I see your question again. Danny says, how long is the renewal for DACA taking? They're pretty quick, usually 3 to 4 months. Lauren says, my I-601 got approved. Congrats. And was sent for appointment in Juarez, September 2023. And hopefully get your appointment. Make sure you keep your case alive. And if you apply for Biden's program, that may make it, you don't need to do that. Kareem said there's a connection problem. I didn't answer the question. Yeah, Kareem, I can't remember what your question was. Please ask it again. Yeah, it shows my connection is bad. I apologize. Laura says, when do you think appointment will come? I don't know. No idea. Kareem asked about asylum. When should you apply for green card? Probably wait 6 or 9 months, Kareem. But they changed the rules. They used to be you have to wait 1 year after getting a green card to file for getting asylum to file for a green card. But they changed that. We could do it immediately upon getting asylum. But the case can't be approved for 1 year. It's really stupid that they made these rules. So if all of a sudden they decide your case too early, they'll deny it. So, I just say wait 6 or 9 months to kind of have the buffer in there. Adam says, what is the best proof of domicile for U.S. citizen living in the U.S.? How can I obtain for domicile? I don't know, work, home, just what are you doing? How's your life in the U.S.? Are you working at home? Do you have, membership in groups that you go to? Is there like community service that you do? I don't know. It depends on your personal life. There's no best evidence. It depends like what's going on with your life, and that's that. Lauren's asking about appointments. I don't know what the timelines are. Morco says, can I get married with a country ID if I lost my passport and my embassy is too far away? My country is having problems issuing out passport because there's a crisis. That's what you need to get married. It depends on the county that you're getting married in. And so it's based on their requirements, what they accept. So contact the county and or go to their website and call them, ask them and stuff like that. It's up to what they say. So Adam, if you're living in the U.S., you have to have some sort of footprint here. You're probably doing something. If not, you should be doing something because, in life, you shouldn't just be sitting at home all day. So see what you're doing, and that'll be proof. You got a lease agreement. You're going somewhere. You might, hopefully, you're doing something in life, and you just show that. Lauren, I got no answers for you. I don't know when your appointment's going to be. So I know you keep asking the same question over time. I don't have an answer for you. As I have no work in the U.S., I have an aunt address in the U.S. I am outside the U.S. Okay, so if there's no way to prove domicile if you're not in the U.S., so you got to be living here. Curry says, please, I'll write you a message. Can you answer from there? Nope, we cannot give individual legal guidance. I said 6 or 9 months probably, or schedule a private consultation. I know the corrections problem, but I don't really have a good answer for you. 6 to 9 months, 6 9 months, 6 9 months, Kareem, 6 9 months. Bank statements, bills, offer letter, work. Adam, schedule a private consultation, but essentially you got to be here and you have proof that you're here. The plane ticket showing you came back is one thing at least you can show. P. Cower says, how long does it take for you to respond after medical, RFE? However long they want to take. There's no fixed time. All right, we're nearing the end of our show. We'll answer a couple more questions and call it a day. Single Joy, thank you for the gift, and that's appreciated. Janet, thanks for joining. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining today. I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. If you have a phone number so I can call, we don't talk to anybody unless they schedule a formal consultation or if they're an existing client. So the only way, at least to start, is to really contact us through our website, jqqlaw.com/contact, and fill out a little bit about your case. And if it's something we may handle, then we'll work on with you to schedule a consultation time. There are fees associated with consultation. We want to know the facts of your case first to see if it's something we handle. But again, our attorneys don't talk with non-clients at all. And Morco says, I also applied for asylum before my visa expired. However, I never completed the process because I never gather all the evidence. My country will list be problem with my marriage. Not necessarily, but I mean, filing for asylum, you don't need much. You just need a skeleton filing the form. So it seems like there's a lot more going on that meets the more to code, but just talk with the county. I don't know. I can't give you, it seems like if we go into that swamp, there's a lot going on beneath the water. So I don't want to get too much into it here because I don't know what's going on. Ahmad says, for parents' cases, sponsorship needed if you don't make enough monthly. Yeah, parents' cases, all family cases need financial support, need a sponsor. Single Boy said, I sent my asylum in for the past 4 months. Now I've not received a receipt yet. Yeah, asylum case receipts are a little backed up, but maybe try to contact USCIS or the office to make sure, because you want to make sure your asylum case is timely filed. Ideally, you mail the case with some sort of tracking and a signature requirement, so at least you confirm that the post office delivered it. Morgan says, easy, thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, a lot of it's so fact specific. More Dakota, sorry, it's just hard to answer here in a general sense right there. But thank you everyone for joining us. I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. Tune in again next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. We take your questions live, and if you want to schedule a consultation, message us at jqqlaw.com/contact. That's the website and the contact page, jqqlaw.com/contact. And having said that, let's call it a day. We have a question: if fiance travel outside the U.S. or if it's pending, they need travel permission, advance parole, or else they abandon the case. I wish you all the best. Bye-bye.